hello. It's Friday again, and we are here with Tiara International having our Tiara Talk, or Tiara Talks as we call it. And my name is Andrea Henning. I'm calling in from the Netherlands, and with me today is Peg Rowe from Chicago.
Hello.
Yeah, so I'm very happy that that we are going to have this conversation today, and the conversation will be about how our communities or being in community has been impacted by this pandemic and situation. And it's actually different, still a little bit different in Europe than in the States, because you are in the middle of transitioning somehow back into something, and we are not yet. So, so there's even that to think about. And while we were just a little bit preparing this this talk, there are a couple of observations, and maybe Peg, you would like to start with an observation about community that you have at this moment, and then I will add to what my observations are here.
So my observation is not even so much a personal one for me necessarily, but what I'm also observing of other people around me is that the pandemic had a really interesting impact on community, in that most of us have some communities we've been part of for a long time. They are just part of the fabric of our lives. We engage with them on some kind of a regular cadence. And when COVID and the pandemic occurred, it really created, a fair amount of havoc with that. And as a result, some of those communities were very difficult to find yourself back in community with. And I think for some people, some of their communities that they had been engaged with for a long time sort of fell by the wayside a little bit. They weren't as present, and there wasn't as much energy around keeping those going. And at the same time, I have colleagues I know who almost located other communities or strengthened other communities because they were all in this experience together. And even though they couldn't be physically together, they found ways of having an even stronger community than they might have had before. So it wasn't like there was a universal. It wasn't like, well, all communities just disappeared, nor was it a universal that all communities got stronger. I think everyone had individual experiences of, in some cases, things felt stronger and more connected. In other cases, they felt actually much more distant and much more, sort of out of tune with one another, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. That is very interesting. On the one hand, losing, on the other hand, also gaining some. The thing that I realized when it comes to community, and maybe a little definition about community, which is a very common word that you guys use in the US. For us, it's sometimes a little bit strange, like community together. What does it mean? But it actually means that that we need to be together to realize goals, or even in the project, you can. There's only so much that you can do on your own, and it's actually part of our dimension of our leadership model. So community and influence are very much tied together. It's not only a nice to have, but it's a necessity to be influential. And a team as such is also a community. Would you like to say something about that?
No, I was going to say, you had some really interesting observations around what you've seen with some of the teams you've been working with, and the impact of trying to work virtually and digitally.
Exactly. So the interesting thing was I work with teams sometimes over years. So there are some teams that are pretty good together. They are, as we call it, high performance teams. They have a good focus on the task, and they have a good relationship. So they are flexible and adaptable. And even with these teams, I saw some cracks there. And part of it was, or is, because by all these digital meetings, it is as if the juice goes out. We get more efficient, effective. So all the things that make a relationship, they are kind of filtered out there. So, and then the other movement is that in some shape or form, I know hardly any person that isn't affected by how the context has changed. And when we are affected, we go into survival mode. So the other hand was that people go into their own personal bubble, survival mode, doing the best they can. And that often means that they are on their own island again, not connected. So there is this disconnect because of the efficiency and effectiveness. And there is then this going back on your island. And I can see it takes its toll now there. Yeah, it's taking its toll.
And I think where we're coming from right now in our conversation is that it's going to require some level of personal intentionality to rebuild those relationships, find ways of doing that in this virtual environment that may be unique and different. So even though at the States we're beginning to move back into some version of normal, many organizations are staying in what they call a hybrid model. Some people will continue to work virtually, others will be in person. That's going to actually bring with it a whole new set of challenges for teams and leaders in how you maintain that level of connectivity when people are not physically all together. So I think where we've come from is like, this is actually a moment to pause and to actually say, great, how do we want to restore or improve or enhance on this team relationships that exist so that we know we get the full benefit of really having this effective team where everyone's in sync and everybody, has a chance to work together and enjoy working together with one another. And to your point, we may have sacrificed some of that by trying to work so effectively and efficiently in the pandemic.
Yeah, exactly. So on one hand, as you also said already, some things had to go, or they changed. Maybe you've lost some connectivity, but there's also some new connectivity there. So it's a perfect moment to pause and analyze, because maybe even there are a couple of communities that you have been involved in that haven't been as energy giving as before, but somehow you just bounced along and just let it happen and be. So now that also might be an opportunity to say goodbyes to some communities that you have been involved in. And then maybe strengthen some things that have been sprouting out of this situation. So actually, summing it up, it would be intentionality, analyzing what did I have to let go of, what is there as an opportunity, and being very, very intentional about it. These are actually the 3 points I think that that would be good moving forward.
Yeah, and I think it really is that
anything on your
we're at choice right now. So we have the choice to say these are communities I want to continue to invest in, and here are some others that I may continue to be some part of, but may have a little less importance right now for me.
Yeah. And I would make request to people who are listening to that, and you're a part of a team and you feel more distant than before, just find a way to speak up, because you're definitely not the only one who senses, and it's really easy once you have that conversation to back to the relationship and the relatedness together.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
for this Friday. And thank you, and thank you all listeners who want to hear more on YouTube channel. You can find us on tiaraleadership.com and tiararesourcecircle.com. So check us out. There are talks, and if you have some own observations, place under our Facebook page. We will post this talk on Saturday morning. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yes, thank you.